morning and welcome to my global kitchen. This is the 13th month of our series, and by my count we've now done 56, or this is the 56th recipe. So one recipe a week, 56 weeks, from Ivar to Welsh cakes. So maybe I should have included Zabaglione so we could have done A to Z. I didn't. But all good things must come to an end. And this is the final video in this series of recipes. It's not the end. I will be doing some more videos very soon. And next week I'll upload a short video to explain what my plans are for the coming months. But let's crack on with today for now. I thought long and hard about how to wrap up this series, and what I decided to do was something which literally wraps up the series. It's also something which takes me back to my childhood, the school dinners, and more importantly to my grandmother, who was the first inspiration for me in terms of cooking. So over the last 13 months we've done a lot of very healthy dishes, lots of vegetables, peppers, onions, carrots, celery, but today is not healthy, at least not physically healthy. It may be very good for your mental health because it's the ultimate comfort food. Because today we're going to do jam roly-poly. So, what do we need for jam roly-poly? Well, some flour, self-raising flour if you have it, if not, normal flour and baking powder. Some suet, beef suet I'm using, but you could use vegetarian if you prefer. A little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of milk, a little bit of salt, a little bit of butter, an egg, some vanilla essence, and of course some jam. So let's have a quick check on the equipment before we start making our dough. Our ingredients for today then are a large chopping board or pastry board, a mixing bowl, a rolling pin, a spoon, a baking tray, some baking paper and a pastry brush. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is grease my baking tray. So I'm just going to get some butter, put that over the tray, then some grease-proof paper on top, and then a little bit more butter to grease the grease-proof paper, because we don't want it sticking, particularly if any of the jam seeps out. Hopefully not, but we shall see. So that's that bit. Now I've got my flour in the bowl. I'm going to add just a pinch of salt, my suet, half of my brown sugar. Give that a good mix up. Then a little bit of vanilla essence. And then just enough milk to bind things together. So I'll add about 3 spoonfuls there, and then just with my hand mix it all together. It's going to need a bit more. More. Yeah, that's coming together now. You don't want it too sticky, but you don't want it too dry, so it's getting the balance right. So I've got my dough coming together here now nicely, and I'm just going to knead that for 2 or 3 minutes. Doesn't need a serious kneading, but just to make sure it's all nicely mixed. So while I'm doing that, let's check on the ingredients and then we'll finish the dish off. And our ingredients are 200 grams of self-raising flour, a pinch of salt, 50 grams of soft brown sugar demerara, 100 grams of suet, a teaspoon of vanilla essence, a few tablespoons of milk, jam, an egg, and around 10 grams of butter. Okay, so we've got our pastry, and I've just floured the board a little bit, and I'm going to roll that out now. We're looking for a sort of rectangular shape. Turn the mixture around as you go, and then just shape it a little bit as you go. Just make sure it's not sticking.
Cooking in the kitchen of love. Cooking.
There we are, so it's about 1/2 centimetre thick. Now we get our jam and basically just spread it all over. You can have it as thick and jammy as you like, or you can be a little less generous. It's entirely up to you. But try and spread it around nice and evenly, just leaving a bit of a gap around the edges so that you can seal everything nicely at the end. There we are. And now we just roll it all up like this. And then just tuck in the edges a little bit so that the jam doesn't escape. And transfer that to our baking tray. And then we get some beaten egg and just brush it. Because there are 2 ways of doing this. You can either effectively steam it, in which case you would wrap it in foil, in greaseproof paper and foil, put a tin of water in the oven and steam it, which takes quite much longer. I'm going to bake it, which means it will go a little bit crispy and brown on the outside, but I like it that way, same as my dumplings. And then just a bit more brown sugar over the top, and that's it, ready to go in the oven. Low to medium oven for around 45 minutes, and it should be ready to serve, piping hot. Okay, so here we are, our jam roly-poly. Just one more thing needed, but it's crucial, and that's some custard. Here we have it, the ultimate comfort food, the last dish of our series. So, as they say in the industry, it's a wrap. Bye all, see you soon. Bye bye.
Roly-poly, eating corn and taters, hungry every minute of the day.